This ultraviolet light coming in here, but there's a lot going on. I don't want to talk too much, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video because I feel like it could be help to a lot of people out there.
Yeah, shake your foot.
Some brothers playing whatchamacallit there. With that being said, I wanted to go ahead and talk about my time while I was in the hospital. Anyways, with that being said, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? I stayed, how you doing, sir? In a mental hospital because I had nowhere else to go. In part. Oh. Hey, how you doing, sir? God bless you, man. And I was stressing over a place to stay, and I get suicidal. You know, I got suicidal, very, very suicidal, and especially given that curse. That curse has been kicking me in the ass and causing me a myriad of fucking problems, including in part getting kicked out of the other place where I was staying. Part of the refrain that I keep hearing from these people is they want me to be completely homeless, have nothing, and be on the streets for the duration of my life so that I commit suicide and they could get all of my blessings, and I have no way of not only woking my shit back, but of defeating this motherfucking curse, which I've been in the process of doing. Every time I'm about to, fight this shit off, something comes up where it gets blocked, my concentration gets thrown off, and I, start focusing on other things rather than the issue at hand. It's something that, I stay getting intercepted. And I saw using an entity attachment like this motherfucker, it's an Ingrid hybrid. She looked like this woman here, but it's not her. We all have entity attachments like that, but what you see in red is what they call a sacrifice angel. Anyways, that was attached to the back of my neck and designed to basically set it up, in the back of where my pineal gland is, where they constantly take from me for the rest of my life. Sorry. Hey, how you doing? With that being said, I'm going to say this right now, curses are real and all of that. That shit was kicking me in the ass. Now, with that being said, I stayed in a mental hospital. So, my bunkmate, the people were very, very nice, just nice across the board, beautiful people, just like Donald Trump would say. All you had to do was And, hey, how you doing, brother? You look beautiful, man. You look good. You look very handsome. All right. I feel like man, something I say all right and just I actually brought this to shield me from negativity. There goes a walking roach right there. Fuck out its way. It's usually never a positive sign, I think. This actually represents the roach realm, and most of us have such a realm in us, especially those who have major, large spiritual undertakings and major curses like myself to defeat. They put you back together instantly, and that's their job. So with that being said, I remember Baron Samedi took away, mine. So letting that shit just put me back together and him putting me back together properly. Like I say, their intent and people I'm guessing he works with is to kill me off. And that's really fucked up. That's a shame. Anyways, with that being said, I stayed in the mental hospital. I tried to get shit to get better, but it just, you know, you take one step up front and, you know, you just get your shit twisted back. I'm going to say this right now, to get curses off of you, play 8127 hertz frequency. That frequency is extremely good for getting curses off your ass. I'm telling you that right now. 8127 hertz frequency is extremely effective at getting curses off of you. My higher self the other day in a dream actually came to me, because I noticed that they always say that the only person that can take off the curse is the person that put it on you. Play 1.5 million hertz frequency, and within a lot of videos where they proclaim it's a quadrillion hertz frequency and all of that, they actually have the number somewhere. I know that with the Azruli, when she took off, you know, them roach attachments a while back, it was 1 million hertz frequency. I almost look fucking white, but not like, you know, Caucasian white. My skin was white for a split second. That was weird. With that being said, you play 1.5 million hertz frequency. Find one of those videos. Download the part that's actually 1.5 million. It'll usually, you can feel it. You can feel it through the consonants, the dissonance, the tone, the intonation of the frequency. And you have to do it with intent. And if possible, take on the energy signature of the people who put it on you to do it. And that's how you get rid of curses that were put on you by other people. And it's extremely effective. I did it myself, and it works. And she did that, from what I was shown, also using the energy signatures of the people who put it on me. Like, for instance, Ingrid Heibert's is a sky blue. And I almost ended up at a facility. That motherfucker felt like MK Ultra. The roach attachments were crazy there. They, you know, you could feel like it was a very controlling energy that changes your whole consciousness all around. So with that being said, play 1.5 million hertz frequency with intent. Take on the energy signature, if you can, of the person who put it on you to get that shit off. Now, with that being said, while I was in the mental hospital, my roommate had roach attachments. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. A lot of y'all are not. You know, a lot of y'all are cognizant of this, but you got ancestors. This is the cause for a lot of schizophrenia. It's roach attachments. And it's usually caused by ancestors using entity attachments, because we all have entity attachments of our ancestors, God, our connection to God, Baphomet, roach realms, all of that within us. You know, I've actually seen my roach realm. It's intriguing. The Ars Goetia demons, which line your root sacral chakra. With that being said, oftentimes you have an ancestor that will see great blessings coming to you. And they will use those entity attachments of themselves that are within you to block you. In her case, I heard that it was because her dad, who passed away, was a racist, self-hating motherfucker who didn't like the fact that she wasn't light complexion. She was not the prettiest motherfucker. It looked like she had not Wardenberg syndrome, but Tay-Sachs disease, along with I know that afflicts a lot of Jews, Eastern European so-called Jews. She looked like one of those people with that syndrome that looks like, they look like elves. Like they have the swan, punching in face. Anyways, her dad, you want to talk about perpetuating stereotypes. She would leave the room if I read a book, and I found out my own roach attachments, motherfuckers that got put on me due to this curse, that is because her dad would tell her to read a book while he would rape her and mind her business while he would take advantage of her. And they say they saw within her consciousness, things about her being an angry black woman and all of that. And they were able to peer through it because she already had roach attachments of that evil motherfucker. Them evil motherfuckers opening up her consciousness and allowing her to get fed on and preyed on by other roach attachments in part to some degree, so she can never get her shit. Anyways, in the spirit plane, from what I was shown, them motherfuckers, there was he didn't want her to be anything or go anywhere in life. And I was shown, but it was through my spirit guide this time. I was trying to get rid of them roach attachments right there. I was, doing exercises. When everything else fails and you don't have access to regular frequency, you start doing exercises, and that will help you. Damn, I got all the way down here. With that being said, because this is, it's funny because I want y'all to see this article here. Psychologists themselves say they have no idea where the shit that causes schizophrenia comes from. It's spiritual, and I've been saying it for a long time. What's the difference between a psychic who says that they see shit versus a so-called psychotic who says it's the same, but they can't handle it? And the reason being is because of what I'm about to explain. Anyways, I was shown her timelines, and she could have been a ballerina. She could have been great things, but her father hindered her a lot through roach attachments. So my roach attachments, to help relieve her, started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. 614 hertz to 617 hertz or 619 hertz, I believe as well, can also be effective. With that being said, they started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. You can also use 7,010 hertz frequency to change something back from being a roach attachment back to whatever it originally was. You can also do the same by playing 12,000 hertz, which suppresses your consciousness. I know for a fact that I think it's 17,000 hertz that fucks them up, but 12,000 hertz works to suppress consciousness from what they feed off of, so they can't feed off of that. And you play it in conjunction with either 6,000 hertz, which is an all-around remedy. It puts you right back together and all of that immediately. 1 million hertz is like a fucking miracle. You play that in conjunction with 12,000 hertz, you reached the miracle frequency of putting yourself back together if roach attachments done destroyed you or took, like in the case of me, whole parts of your consciousness. So with that being said, they started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. They started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. I got to get this shit off because this psychopathic shit that I got on me, this shit opens up your fucking consciousness, and it's got me going fucking crazy in my fucking head. Thankfully I'm able to hold myself back, self together while I'm out. But anyways, with that being said, they started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. And it started getting rid of their asses. They weren't aware of frequency being able to resolve the issues. They put these people on medication and all of that, And what it does is it starts to close up the consciousness, but it doesn't return things back to the way it was to keep these things from feeding off of their consciousness, as well as it does nothing to get rid of them. And I noticed the woman was saying that ever since she had been in mental hospitals for this shit, she was shitting like a motherfucker. She had diarrhea really, really fucking bad. It was all exacerbated by them drugs that she was taking. That's why, you know, like in the article, I'm going to show you again. Showed psychologists, the smart ones who spiritually know what's going on, who probably done took ayahuasca, hiatuses to the jungles of the Amazon. They know exactly what the spiritual cause of that shit is without admitting it, because otherwise they'll be looked at as crazy as well. And many of them are crazy. You know, my mother used to talk about that all the time, and she's a nurse. That's just what my mother would say. With that being said, they started playing 7,000 hertz frequency. These things took off. They should have played 7,010 hertz frequency, because they'll put them back to whatever they were. With that being said, the roach attachments that they were using would shapeshift. And my roach attachments were calling them fucking niggas and shit was funny. I know it's shit that goes on in your head, but it's funny as a motherfucker, because these things, they're super sentient, they're self-aware, they know what they're doing. You know, I think that it's, you know, in my case, it's this entity here. Hey, how you doing, sir? Yeah, you have a nice day, sir. God bless you. Yes, sir. I don't have time for the bullshit. You have a nice day, brother. I don't, man. I don't. Anyways, as I was saying before, I know I like that too, man. You got to be like that, you know. I ain't got no time. I didn't hear it. No, I say I ain't got no time for the bullshit. I hate when fucking dudes like, I got something important to talk about. I don't have time for the bullshit. And I like what you got around your neck.
Oh yeah, these are my santeros.
Yeah, I wear that too. You're Santero?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a spiritualist as well.
What's your name, OG?
I go both ways. I go with the Baphomet, which is your inner darkness. The Ars Goetia also is your inner darkness as well. Yeah, I got the Baphomet ring.
Man, I like.
And this is my connection to God right here.
Yeah.
I brought that off of Etsy, but it's effective. Very, very effective. I was talking about,
Where you live,
and this is Buddhist, but these are tiger's eye, and that helps you get stuff back. Like some fucking white people out there, and out of jealousy put some awful shit on me. But I know how to get rid of it. You play 7,000 hertz frequency to get rid of roach attachments. That's often 7,000 hertz frequency to get rid of roach attachments. That's oftentimes, from my experience, the root cause of schizophrenia. 7,000 hertz frequency is everything.
Man, I like to sit down one time and just put my ears in this.
Yeah, you know, I used to be really, really good at teaching on YouTube, but because of what I got afflicted with, it's hard for me to do what I'm doing. There were times where within I would go crazy, but I don't let myself be bound like that. You know, and like I said, you know, I'm on this earth for a bigger purpose. I'm a very spiritual woman. I see you a very spiritual woman too. That's why I stopped to talk with you. You know, I noticed that just like my ancient Cometian ancestors, you know, we have the energy, the same, even down to the body type of my ancient Cometian ancestors, you know, and they were very spiritual people. They actually showed me how they did things in ancient Kemet, like through an astrovision, and my spirit guide was showing me this as well, and I saw it, you know, through my third eye. I was shown that in ancient Kemet, they would drive both taxis as well as it was trucks. And the trucks were designed to build the pyramids. And they had a lot of the same technology that we had back then, but they actually used a lot of crystalline technology in which they would unify with using their third eye and all of that. So ancient Kemet was very, very advanced. I was blessed to see the pyramids and all of that, and they showed me something about, they were trying to explain it to me, but it was something pertaining to ionic energy. ionic energy. And in the crystals, like in quartz crystals, and being able to come up with and conduct electricity and energy from there. Yeah, like I said, I used to be able to speak freely and all of that, but now I'm, I get astral body harvested bad, really, really bad. That's why I don't have time for the ordinary stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not, big on feeding, especially dudes' egos on a very, I want to say marginal level. Like, that shit's beneath me. I've done superseded that. I'm in the world of the spirit. I don't care about any of that. The corporal shit don't do anything for me. It's not sustenance for me. It does nothing. I do tarot cards.
You do tarot cards?
Yes, ma'am, I do. But I usually start off using my third eye to be able to see what's going on. I got a lot of protection from Santa Muerte. She was one of the entities when I first had this affliction placed on me that would protect me like a motherfucker. I've seen myself shapeshift and all of that with this. It's just, but in the past, I actually would shapeshift, but organically, on my own. Like, my eyes would change to blue, it would change to green. I had and still do have strong spiritual powers, just like you do. I felt a strong energetic presence when I saw you.
Yeah?
But yes, ma'am, I did. Because you have the energy of a Santero. You have the energy of a spiritual person. Spiritual people ain't bound by the sex, gender shit. I'm not bound by that. I'm above that. I supersede that. You're in the world of the spirit, so you read soul just like I do. I read soul, so I don't just go by stereotype like, oh, this black person, this white person, this Hispanic person here. Woo, woo, woo. I don't do none of that shit.
I always thought I was weird.
You ain't weird.
Or maybe I hit the shit and maybe I was thinking too much.
You see on the level of soul, you're not on the mundane level like a lot of these motherfuckers out here. A lot of these motherfuckers on the level of the corporal. They only see the physical. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Instead of needing, all they are doing is seeing. All they see is the world of the corporal, the world of basic needs, rudimental needs. In other words, they function on the root chakra and the sacral chakra. They don't see any higher or above that. They can't make the connections, the links like you and I can. Check this out. There was a great guy on YouTube by the name of Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett. Check him out. He's a good teacher.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You come around a lot?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I sometimes walk around here. I don't live that far from here. I was fortunate to find shelter, despite what I'm dealing with. It's been a major kick in the ass, It's just, yeah, always... Huh?
As long as there's faith in your God.
Yes.
Anything.
And really, the true God is within you. Like, I could tell you during this curse, I learned so much. I learned a lot. Like, within yourself, and this is the cause of schizophrenia to some degree, are entity attachments of your ancestors and all of that. So you get an ancestor that see the blessings that are coming to you. I want to take your spiritual powers. Like, for instance, I found out during this whole thing that I got on that I'm related to the voodoo lower of death, Baron Samedi. I found out that I'm part of his bloodline, and I felt it. I was shown it. Usually, your bloodline is on the left side of you. The right side is where other people, your interconnections with other people that you meet on the street and all of that exists. And Quetzalcoatl. I didn't know about Quetzalcoatl, but now I know. And I believe that he's responsible for the Ouroboros or the Kundalini that exists in my back, that exists in all of us, a coiled snake that pops up, that was used to represent the energy, the energetic link, and how to get energy in ancient Kemet. So it's alive. Protect your energy, though. My shit's all fucked up because of this shit. So God bless you. Take care, man. Thank you. I need it. So that was a great conversation, man. I wish I could have it longer, but my energy is so fucked up. Hey, how you doing, brother?
On yourself?
I'm not where I used to be, and I'm not what I used to be. And that dismays me. Because I'm a very, powerful person spiritually. I still am, despite what I got on me. And I don't let that shit bring me down. And, that's true occult knowledge. Like, for instance, your Erasmus or something exists in our backs. And that connects to our consciousness as well as to our Kundalini. And we all have it. And because my consciousness is all fucking broken, my etheric walls. I'm down to my subtle body. But it's strong energetically because I don't drink, I don't indulge in drugs. And I can. And when I did, I was feeding a spirit. But you gotta make sure it's a beneficial spirit to you. But, you know, that poor guy, he was just, you know, a nice drunk, but I don't have time for the corporal shit, man. Just miss me with that. Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing, brothers? How y'all doing, sister? Hey, sister, how you doing? I see she got a star right where her crown chakra is. That's my connection to God. This is my connection to Baphomet and to the Ars Goetia. They got Lucifer sigil right on the side, just like Baron Samedi and them got sigils, otherwise known as Vebes. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this right now. Them motherfuckers had me cracking up while I was in there. I'm trying to get back to what I was saying, but hey, how you doing? The roach attachments that she had on her would shapeshift. Oh yeah, I was talking about, you know, drugs in them hospitals. This woman had diarrhea. She was all fucked up because of these drugs that they had her on. They had her all doped up and everything else. See, the difference between an occultist, spiritualist, and, you know, religious people, they're not really spiritual unless they understand and know about, they're conversing with the occult as well as spiritual side, like the truths. I call it spiritual science of things. You know, they just believe in God, but like I found out during this curse, my connection to God, you know, I actually saw it while I was in jail. You know, it's the preacher I was talking about earlier, the southern preacher. He ain't shit. And Baron Samedi is over myself as well. His higher self ain't shit either. But my connection to the ultimate God, or the demiurge of the material plane, the one of duality, which is both good and evil, he's cool. I don't have a problem with him. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? He's been wanting to get me out this curse and pull me out of this motherfucker. And they keep trying to block him from seeing where I'm at in the astral plane. And even tried to take him over one night. You know, like I say, you know, jewelry like this is important for me to wear. I have to wear it. It's better than rainbow quartz crystal because it maintains your direct connection to God. And that's something that is stable. Rainbow quartz crystals will maintain your etheric body, but not like your connection to God. You got the Ars Goetias within, then you got your connection to the Baphomet. And I'll say this right now, if you want shit done and you want it quick, you go to the Baphomet. Also, while I was in the place where I'm currently staying at, I heard a young lady who really, really likes me, hey, on a, you know, platonic level, not no nonsense. And she said to me, you know, no, she didn't say to me, but they asked her to kick off the prayer. And before I was being given a hard time, no, don't worry about that, man. I don't care what you do, man. You on the streets, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's jerking off. Just walk around naked on PCH. I don't give a fuck about that shit. You look like my dad. I'm not gonna. But anyways, they were giving me a hard time about my Buddhist singing bowl, so that's why I had to kind of invert that. And I don't like doing that. With that being said, hey, look at what I came across. Ain't that crazy? She started our prayer with a prayer to the universe. And a lot of them fucking numbnuts don't realize when you say prayer, think of pray. Prayer and pray. And I'm also going to say this as well. People talk that shit about the Illuminati, the Illuminati, the Illuminati. Well, you cripple Christians, just like I said here a long time ago. God, but you don't do it properly. Like they say in the Old Testament, you still have to make the sacrifices. You know, Kate Bush here. Making a deal with God. I kept hearing that at the beginning of the curse while in the sheriff's van when I was being transported constantly. That was a big song because of Stranger Things, but I took it as having spiritual connotations. You still have to make the sacrifices. And in that video, she pretty much is saying that she sacrificed that young man to get her blessing so she could come up. And that's exactly what happened to me. You know, the whole thing with me is big. I believe I got soul swapped and everything else. Look at this shit with Kanye.